Alright, this is going to be a kind of quick video talking about some of the game trailers, not necessarily everything, at the PlayStation experience that I thought that were surprising, and just plain lukewarm. This is 24. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more, and we'll just get right into it. Street Fighter V. Kind of a surprise to me. I don't really know a lot about Street Fighter. It's not one of those types of games that I constantly am excited for because I'm not a huge fighting fan, but I can understand if you are a fighting fan or a fighting game fan, you'll love this game. Unfortunately, it's only on PlayStation, just PlayStation, I think. It's been that way for like a year, I think, when it was released, which is very unfortunate. It should be released on both Xbox One and PC, but that's another story for another day. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It's if you get the title Infinite, it's obviously a reference to the Infinity Stones that are plaguing the MCU. Not necessarily that are in the MCU and that have been a prime focus of the MCU for the last like 4 or 5 years. There was the Tesseract, then there was that movie. There's the Red Stone, then there's the Purple Stone, then there's Doctor Strange's new stone, and it's just seeming like Marvel is trying to. I have no idea if this was a Marvel idea or a Capcom idea. I think it was a little bit of both, but it seems now that there are some characters that can wield Infinity Stones, like Ryu and Miss Marvel, and there are other characters that just don't fight without it. This is a Marvel vs. Capcom game, so I will just completely say it's irrelevant, and I just don't care about it. Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I mean, it's if you liked it, there's no release date for the game, so I don't really know how I feel about it, but if it's anything like Uncharted 4, it should be a very good game. Yakuza Kiwami? I've never played this game before. I know it's on the PlayStation 2. I've never owned a PS2. Don't murder me. But it was just one of those games that I never really got around to playing, and if it's about, I know nothing about the game, obviously, but if it is about the Yakuza and the gang, and if it's like set in Japan and Tokyo, and if it is a gang game, I probably will pick it up. And I thought that was kind of shocking throughout the PSX, or the PlayStation experience. Wipeout Omega Collection. Wipeout is a franchise that Sony has, that I'm kind of surprised that Wipeout hasn't gotten a PS4 game yet. But Wipeout is a futuristic racing game that is very fun. It's one of the only racing games that I can actually just play because it's so different than traditional racing games where it's kind of just like where it's either an arcade. It takes the combination of like an arcade racing game with very high speed action, and I do like that. And it has a little bit of cues from Mario Kart, which is one of the better racing games. Destiny: The Drawing. I don't know why Sony is still partners with Destiny. I don't know why they just try and make it one of their main advertising practices that we are affiliated with Destiny and we get Destiny content first. Nobody cares. It's kind of like being a partner for Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. It's like nobody cares. Nobody cares about the new content, especially if you're with Sony. Like, nobody cares. It's just useless DLC that you get that really doesn't impact the game, and it shouldn't. Crash Bandicoot: The Insanity Collection, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I mean, the reason why Naughty Dog hasn't been working on, Crash Bandicoot is because they've been working on Uncharted 4, The Last of Us, and now The Last of Us Part 2. So it makes sense that they aren't working on a Crash Bandicoot series or follow-up to the Crash Bandicoot series. But I do like how they are creating a Crash Bandicoot collection for people who have never played Crash Bandicoot or want to go back and replay Crash Bandicoot. I do like that a lot. Resident Evil 7, very shocking to me that it's at the PlayStation experience. I thought that they were kind of done with Resident Evil. But for me, like, there have been so many Resident Evil games that have been released that it's kind of like I haven't really followed the game series in a really long time, but it does seem like a very good and very decent game. Ace Combat, I kind of feel okay about. I feel like it's going to be okay. I don't feel lukewarm about it just yet, but I feel like I kind of feel, I do feel lukewarm about it. I shouldn't lie to myself. I kind of feel lukewarm about it. But I'm hoping that it does surprise me with information that will be released later on about the game. Gran Turismo Sport, I mean, I'm not a huge racing fan, so I can't really get behind this game as much as I would like to. I know that the Gran Turismo series is a fantastic racing game series, but I feel like with me it's a little bit too realistic. I feel like you can't make as sharp of a turn in a lot of very realistic games, and I feel like that's just a design, that's just something that's in the game that will never ever be changed, especially if people want a realistic racing simulator, and that's perfectly fine. Parappa Rappa, the 20th anniversary. Parappa Rappa is a game that was released on PlayStation 1, on the PlayStation 1, and hasn't really gotten a sequel yet, and it's a really good game. I may get the 20th anniversary edition, but I mean, it depends actually on how much it costs. If it's like $30, $40, I'll probably get it, but if it's like a full 60, hell no. But I'm kind of surprised that was at the PSX. It looks, if it's based off of the original game, I'm shocked for it. I'm surprised for it. Oh god. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is now available for the PS4. You can download it now, actually. Oh boy, I bought it on the PS Vita. I was like, okay, this could be a game that could take up a lot of my time. It didn't. It was very poor, actually, with just the freaking combat and the story. I hated it. I hated playing it. I wish that I could take it back, but I had bought it on the PlayStation Network, so I couldn't return it to the PlayStation Network because it was a digital download, and they don't do returns on digital downloads. So I don't know why it's on the PlayStation Network for the PlayStation 4. I just don't understand it. That's a shock to me. It's ludicrous. Knack 2, final game. Knack 1, I've never played it. I don't understand how it got a second game. I really, really don't. It shouldn't have even gotten a first game. What Knack was supposed to do, it was supposed to show off all of the cool things about the particle effects of the PS4. There are some games that did it correct, like Resogun, and there are other games like Knack that just overstayed its welcome. And I didn't even get around to playing it because a lot of people were like, this isn't a very good game, Arden, don't buy it. And now they come up with a second game. It seems like they did fix some things with Knack 1 and how there should have been a co-op, and now there is a Knack 2. But again, it's like, I saw parts of Knack in the, 3 years ago. And it seems like Knack 2 is a very similar game. It feels like there's really not a lot that's changed. There's really not a lot that I can say about Knack 2 because it just looks like Knack, except now there's co-op. This has been 24. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more. Tomorrow I'll be releasing my full review on the PlayStation experience, as well as I'll be talking about the PlayStation Pro, which has been released for a couple of weeks now, but I'm really going to get into some of the annoyances and grievances that I personally have with the PlayStation Pro. Until then, have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time.